Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. We have Frank Leboeuf, Jan Agerfjordhoff, and here in the studio with me, Craig Burley and Stevie Nicol. Craig with a little pep in his step today. He's had a nice walk out with the dogs today. Lovely photograph that you posted on social media.
See? Presumptuous.
No pep in your step.
That photo wasn't from today.
You know all the social media tricks. Did you have that one scheduled?
No, I was just going through yesterday's photos and I went, oh, that's a nice one. Too cool to get today.
You look so happy, Craig. I have a question. Can I do that in extra time? Craig, you look so happy on that photo. What happened? You look so happy.
Well, I wasn't after to talk about Jordi Alba freaking Jan is in the face.
He doesn't much like humans. He prefers dogs.
Is it a Photoshop?
Is it a problem with wind recently, Jan? That's all it is. He's not happy.
By the way, they're the bosses, those three. You want to get dragged along this trail, I'm telling you.
And what are their three names?
Barney, Bentley and Brody.
Lovely dogs.
Oh.
Have you got the names written on the ceiling?
Barney, Bentley, I couldn't remember.
Well, it's ever growing, the collection of dogs, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Stevie, you got let off lately earlier by all of us when we were talking about Benzema, but you're not going to get let off now by Sahil Kapoor, who says, Stevie, did you like Benzema's tap-in against Athletic Club?
Oh, don't...
Yeah.
You know what, Sahil, you should know not to listen to Dan Thomas.
I was actually on the show. I was actually on the show when you said he only got tap-ins.
I didn't say that.
But yeah, it's not what you meant.
Thank you, Craig. See?
But did you like this goal, Stevie?
It's a fantastic goal.
Yesterday?
You talk about vision, right? He knows exactly what he's going to do. He's already sussed out the situation before he has a shot. I mean, this thing's all done and dusted in his mind.
I tell you what.
Before the ball even gets to him.
The next one he's going to change his mind on is Lukaku.
I tell you what, there's more chance of Ramos.
I was just going to say
Lukaku.
What about Atletico? You've already changed your mind on them, right?
Athletic? No.
He loves them, yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Seb was on earlier. I can't believe he was trying to be nice to them.
OK, I'll go to you first, Jan. What is the shortest gap between two matches you've all experienced?
Well, I thought today, because I knew we were going to talk about it, I thought that in 93-94 season, we played on a Boxing Day, which I thought then was a Friday, and then we played the next day again. And I hope I was right, but unfortunately, Google told me I was wrong. It was 27 and 29, so I think that is still my record. We didn't play on the Boxing Day, we played on the 27th, as some teams do. So every second day, I think that is my record.
Wow, so just 1 day's rest in between. What about you, Frank? What's the quickest you've played two games close to one another?
Exactly the same, the 26th and the 28th. I don't remember the two teams that I played against, but that was, yes, my record. I think it's the worst, in fact, because the day after you could play and you're okay. I think it's the second day that you're the most tired. So it shouldn't be that way, because that's really what you feel, especially when you reach around 30. You feel very tired the second day.
Do you know, I had the same thing as Jan in my mind, and I'm the same. For some reason, I'm thinking that back around that time, in the mid-90s, that there was a game two days in a row.
But I think Frank, Craig, I think there were. I have to Google more. I'm not sure that I was involved, but I'm so got it out in my mind that we played two days in a row.
I might be wrong. It could be. It's definitely no more than playing on a Monday and playing on a Wednesday.
Do you really feel it when it's that close? Like, even if it's just 1 day in between?
Well, you don't train, and I think Jurgen Klopp, in his interview...
Yeah, Klopp was saying, don't train.
Jan asked him about that, or somebody, I think it was Jan asked him something about training, and somebody asked him and he said, no, we just don't train, can't train. It's just about recovery and brushing everybody down, seeing who's fit. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, I'd have to look back. I'm not going to do that.
Right, and that's always been the way, though, that you don't train during that period. You were just saying earlier before the show.
Yeah, it's just jogging and stretch. Get the blood flowing, get a jog, get a bit of a stretch, and then get home, get to your bed.
And add to it, just add to it as well, because when you have half of the team is foreigners, and you British, you celebrate your Christmas on the 25th. All foreigners do it on the 24th. So for the manager then to find between all the parties in the Christmas, and I'm talking about family parties, no alcohol parties, basically. But that is quite hard. So I remember for me, we train on the Christmas Eve and things like that. That was quite new to me, and I guess that is the same now.
At the highest level, 2 games in 3 days, the exact same as what Frank was talking about. But in the USL, when I came over here, we played in San Diego on the Saturday night, and we had a 4-hour, I can't remember where we went to, we had a 4-hour bus journey the following day to play that afternoon on the Sunday.
Wow.
Aye, it was horrendous.
Wow.
I couldn't walk by the end of the game.
So I remember one story was Mark Hughes. What Chelsea did at the time, I think it was the time Frank was there, but they got us in Christmas morning to train a little later, released the players to go back and have dinner with family and that, and then met back up that night to go in the hotel for the game the next day. But Mark's family were in Manchester and he was kind of in between. So he drove down for training the day before, drove back up Christmas Eve, drove down for training in the morning, drove back up for his dinner and drove back down to go in the hotel.
I've just remembered.
London to Manchester.
Wow.
I've just remembered 3 in 3 days.
3 in 3 days?
Played in Bristol on the Saturday. So we travelled to Bristol on the Friday, which was a 5-hour bus journey. Played on the Saturday, 5 hours back. Went to Glasgow with Alan Hansen, played a testimonial game in Socky, which was a 4-hour drive to Glasgow. Played the game,
See?
couple of refreshments, come back. Phil Neal testimonial on the Monday. I played the last 25 minutes of that.
The producer's actually telling me as well that they had a little check on Wikipedia, and in '93, Chelsea played on the 27th and the 28th.
Yeah.
Exactly, there we go. Thank you, producer.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that would have been right.
Yeah.
Which year was that?
I'd have lost money on that.
1993.
You were not there, Frank.
Ah, okay.
No, don't start trying to claim that you did it, Frank. All right. Stevie,
no, I won't.
Okay, we'll let you off. As a manager, how do you navigate tensions that may arise between medical staff and a player who might disagree and is getting an outside second opinion on treatments and surgical procedures, etc.? And Merry Christmas to all. Thanks, Danny.
Oh, that's a good
And who
question.
you?
I tell you what, go on.
You've got to... It's a real fine line, because if the player's not happy with what he's getting, you can't... I mean, you can't say, well, if you go somewhere else, that's you're done. But at the same time, you've got to look after your staff. Because basically, you have to show that this is a one-off. You try to turn it into a one-off. And basically, with your staff, you try to say, look, remember who we're dealing with here. This guy's on a different planet. This guy's got his own way of thinking. This guy, blah, blah, you know, so you try to save your staff member more, I would suggest. Because generally when you're in a situation where somebody's wanting another opinion, they've probably been out for a long time. It's probably a pretty major problem. And so you're probably not even going to use them again. So you're kind of wavering on the right side, and the side would be with the staff member.
This was a scenario So, go on, Jan.
No, I'm just saying, mind you, that some of the modern players now, and it's been for some years, they have their own, more or less their own medical staff in and around them. And that is a big challenge for the manager. And as Stevie was saying, that is a big tension between them. And you've had in some clubs, especially in Bayern Munich, for example, when Dr. Müller-Wohlfahrt was out of the club, they still went to him. And so a lot of these clubs now, they have their own people in and around them. And it must be a very challenging for the manager to deal with that.
I've had this scenario because, not from the manager's point of view, but from the player's point of view, because during my time at Chelsea, Celtic and Derby, I used an outside physio. He's the same physio, in fact, he's a specialist. He's the same one that our colleague Stuart Robson uses in many, many pros, and he was in London, and he was absolutely fantastic. And unfortunately, some of the injuries, the club physiotherapists couldn't cope with it. Don't forget they're dealing with like 25, 30 guys. They don't have time to go out and do all these special courses to learn more because they're hands-on. And so we'd go, and Rob will tell you the same thing. You go to this guy for your back or whatever, and he was terrific. Some physios, and this is the problem, some physios put their nose out. And other physios, like my friend from Celtic, Brian Scott, who Stevie knows, Brian didn't care. He went, OK, this is better for me, you go and get it fixed. But there was other occasions where the physio at that particular club went to the manager and complained. And I'm saying, but you're complaining about me trying to get myself fit because he hasn't got the tools, this guy at the club, to do the job for me. So I need to go. It's tricky.
And you're putting yourself first as well, in your own health.
And the people we were going to, and Robbo will tell you this thing, this guy is like well-renowned.
Robbo's told me about this guy. He did rugby players too, and royal family and
everybody,
yeah.
And
Robbo's
so you
mentioned.
went to him when you were banging your head on the wall and it was getting frustrating and you had to make a decision to look after yourself. But it does put certain people's nose out of place. So it's just difficult.
Jan, which current player can you find a similarity with yourself from your playing days?
Oh, must be one of the best, I guess.
Alfie Haaland. Erling Haaland, sorry, Erling Haaland.
I can find some of the rawness in his game. I can find from myself, but he's a much stronger and he's more speedy than I was. So that is a hard one.
How can he be stronger than you? You had thighs like a freaking tree trunk.
Yeah. They couldn't move me, could they? But I didn't use my strength and my muscle to be so quick. I didn't do that. I was quite okay to keep the ball, but Erling Haaland got much more of that. So my problem that I didn't go for the biggest clubs in the world was that I was like average in everything, but I score goals. So that was just hard to find or define which role I should play.
Okay, well, we've got one for the other three. For Craig, Stevie and Frank, and I'll start with you, Frank. As defenders/midfielders, was there any particular player that you just wanted to tackle hard?
So many.
Frank, tell them about Alan Shearer.
No, Alan Shearer. Yeah, well, yeah. No, I think I have to say that I had a big fight with David Beckham when he started to play for Manchester United. I think he was a big mouth and he was talking trash on the field, and so we had some arguments. But he was at the beginning of his career. I think he was young, and we had the chance to talk when he came to Los Angeles, and everything went well after that. And I think he's been an absolutely fantastic player. But it was very hard for me to see him talking too much, and I remember trying to tackle him and him stopping because it was quite a dangerous tackle. And well, he went far. He went far, and I guess he went too far between us. But no resentment whatsoever.
I don't think I'd be alone in my era to suggest that a lot of players, when I was playing, were looking to kick Robbie Savage.
I knew you were going to say Robbie Savage.
I don't think there's not many people that I would actually. I'd go out and I wouldn't shirk a tackle, but there's not many people that go around looking to actually tackle. But I'm afraid Robbie would come into, and he'd admit it. He knew it. Not me, but from everybody. Everybody was wanting a piece of it.
Right. That's what. Yeah, I had a feeling. What about you, Stevie?
Nah, nobody in particular. I mean, you know, things happen in the game where somebody maybe catches you accidentally with an elbow or something, and then the next time you have anything to do with them, you make sure you.
Hey, don't tell that story again about the stud going down
the you know what.
Oh yeah.
No, not really.
All right. Hello, everyone. Is there something you
Hello.
Hello, soccer bro. Is there something you miss from being a footballer during the holiday season? Any perks that you guys received? Well, it definitely wasn't rest.
I definitely don't miss the Christmas party.
You don't?
I don't know about you.
Any of the okay? So the
perks
Christmas
in the holiday season.
There isn't any.
What would the perks? Holiday season in England.
No, because you're just playing all the
Because
time.
you're playing.
Right.
But okay,
Go on.
Oh, that was just funny. I was thinking about Christmas parties, and I mean, you kind of miss them a bit. Okay, we know. I'm not sure you know about Juninho's first Christmas party in Middlesbrough. He just came from Brazil. He was about 8 years of age, and the first Christmas party was there. There were all kind of things happening on that stage, and he was creamed in and everything. That I miss those kind of Christmas parties. They were fantastic.
Nothing like a Middlesbrough Christmas party.
Exactly.
That's what he's saying. Yeah, I can bet. Frank, anything you miss from being a footballer in the holiday season?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. You know, I didn't have enough holidays during my career. I don't even miss my career. I don't even miss football. I'm so pleased to be with you guys and just comment and tackle some players, you know, just with my mouth. You know, that's enough.
We're so pleased to have you with us.
There was a rumour that back...
Speak for yourself.
there was a rumour that back in the day, before Arsene Wenger came in and shook up that club, that some of those players there, who shall remain nameless but probably not to the viewers, who used to get somehow every Christmas and New Year managed to get themselves in a sort of suspension situation.
Oh, yeah.
And were not available for the games, and thus were available to go and have drinky poos.
And enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
All right. Craig and Stevie, what sport is it harder to stay on top form? Golf or soccer?
Golf.
Golf. Golf. Easily golf.
What a question.
Listen, he can lose form. I mean, we all can. But well, put it one way. He lets it get to him a bit more than me. I can let something wash over me on the golf course and try and put it out of my mind. No chance.
But imagine
just-
imagine that.
One,
I'm just thinking. Now, just thinking. I said that when I played in England as well. When you saw how the players work so hard on their golf, if they spent half of that time on a football pitch trying to work on their swing and their shot and their technique, Frank, can you imagine how good they will be?
They will be champion of the world, but
Yeah,
that's not the
exactly.
case. You know, they prefer to go in the driving range.
It is a big
Exactly.
thing, isn't it? Footballers back home playing golf in their spare time.
Well, listen. Don't just blame the Brits, because most of the foreign guys that come over, a lot of them, they got into it.
Yeah,
Ask
because they had to
Frank
go
about-
with you guys.
That's
Who
true.
were they? Ask Frank
That's
about
true, that's
Zola
true.
and Vialli and all those boys. They got the bug.
So did
Big time.
So
I got the
'Cause
bugs
we-
before coming to England, but that's true. That's true that many players like Gianfranco Zola and Gianluca Vialli started to play golf with you guys.
See, when I went to Liverpool, one of the first things he said to me, the lads went, right, do not mention golf. Wherever golfing, do not say a word until we're away from the building. Because the coaching staff would go crazy. They hated anybody golfing.
Why?
Well, because you're walking 5 miles. So the way they look at it is, you go to training every day, go home, get your feet up. Don't go walking 5 miles. If you need to do 5 more miles, we'll give you 5 more miles. So they frowned upon it. So you couldn't mention golf. If they found out,
But you were all right to walk half a mile to the pub.
Well, you come in the trolley or the buggy. Get the trolley.
They didn't have trolleys.
No.
Didn't have trolleys.
Didn't have trolleys.
Your
just got
posh
trolleys.
London courses with
But
your
it
trolley.
is right, and I don't know how much it is in continental Europe.
In Spain, a little.
Is it?
Yeah, I see.
Not by the gentleman. Bale.
Nowhere near.
A guy Bale plays a lot of golf.
Not just
Here.
him, but nowhere near to the level I'd see.
It's one of the
back-
first things
back
that you
home.
ask players when they come into a new club, when a new signing comes in, do you play golf? So I suppose it's a way of getting to know
Before they
teammates
ask you,
as
do you
well.
play football? Before you ask them, do they play football?
You ask them two things: do you drink and do you play golf?
Who was the best footballer you played golf with in terms of, not the best player, like in terms of his golfing?
At the time, I think at the time, probably Gary McAllister. Although my best man, Kevin Hitchcock, wasn't bad. Probably he was about 5 at the time, handicap. Yeah, they were good golfers.
Can anyone stand out for you, Stevie?
You know what, guys?
There's a wee group down in Southport. Hanson, McDonald, Gillespie and Dalglish. Although, when Kenny was a manager, it got a bit difficult.
Right.
But they were all, I mean, back then they were playing off 4 and 5 and 6. The rest says we're going to have a few beers rather than play well at golf.
You want to
Frank, go
learn.
on.
You want to learn something, guys? Alain Bogossian played for Parma and Marseille and Naples. Played with me with the national team. Didn't play golf at the time we were together. He started to play golf just straight after his career. In 2 years, he was scratch. He plays a minus 2.5 right now. He became the coach of the national team for the youth, the coach of golf. National team for the youth after 3 years of playing golf. That guy maybe chose the wrong career.
Yeah,
But I
it
was a
sounds like
gifted
it.
guy.
Who's the Grinch?
Crazy. I played with him, unbelievable. Sorry.
Ben asks, who's the Grinch of Christmas on the panel and why is it
Don't
Craig?
even look at me. Don't even look at me.
We've already kind of
Even
had
he
it
knew.
there.
Even he knew
No,
before
but
you
I
finished the question.
But he actually likes Christmas and
Who?
enjoys it. You said this pretty much the other day.
No, I used to love Christmas
Right.
more, but when the kids were younger,
Right.
the kids have all grown up now. It's rather disappointing in a sense that Christmas doesn't have that same feeling anymore. But no, I used to love it when I went down with when the kids were all under 10 years old.
Right.
3 of them. That was really good. But now it's kind of like, yeah.
Do you like it, Steve?
Better not be yeah. I'm going to his house. So better not be yeah. You better have something sorted for me.
She was getting,
Are you?
my other half was getting some dinner stuff in today and filling for dinner. And I said, what's the point?
So there you go. Nothing to do with
He
him.
doesn't eat anything.
Well,
Wasting the time, he won't eat.
we'd like some pictures for extra time
Oh.
of this special day together. Do you enjoy the holiday period, Christmas, Jan?
Absolutely, and I am for the 3rd year in a row. I'm in Edinburgh. So as Marcus, my son, is playing out here now, so we are celebrating Christmas for the 3rd time in a wonderful city, Edinburgh, and it's fantastic. This is a Christmas city, so I love Christmas.
Are you sure you're going to be okay there, Jan? I
Are you going to get it?
Nicola,
I have been so much isolated the last 3-4 days. You can't believe it. I've done every test there is to be taken. If there is another test, just give me a call.
But they're not letting anybody out in Scotland. They've got all these different laws to the rest of the UK.
No,
and it's
no,
like,
they're
yeah.
Right, okay. They will have me back in Norway, I hope.
And
But
it's only
okay.
it's only Scottish people that are allowed out. There's no Scandinavians that are going to be allowed out in Edinburgh.
He's a superstar interviewer now. He's going viral on all his interviews. He's got the little, do you know who I
Go
am?
around,
VIP
he could
pass.
go around Prince's. He could go around in Edinburgh, interviewing people, and then we could package it together here and see who can understand a word of what's been said.
The lovely
Frank?
people of Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Myself, yeah, I'm gonna spend. I love Christmas. You know, it's why I'm wearing a red. How do you call that? Pullover, we say sweater. And it's not because I'm a fan of Liverpool and it's not Liverpool TV. It's just because I love Christmas. And I'm gonna spend my first Christmas with my grandson, Elon James. And that was going to be fantastic. You know?
Grandad!
Oh, wonderful.
Grandad!
Wonderful. Looking good on it as well. All right, last one. Since it's almost New Year's once again, how's Stevie done in his diet he proposed a year ago?
I've lost 10 pounds. What are you laughing at?
He's
You're
still
not
on
supposed
it.
to laugh. You're supposed to say well done.
Because I thought there was going to be like some punchline like out my pocket
No, I've lost 10 pounds.
since last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. That's how Stevie's
I've got to
doing, David.
admit, I have to say, £10 in a year is not exactly a magnificent achievement.
Yeah, but I didn't start losing it until about 3 months ago.
It's like £10 in a
I'll tell you
year.
what,
You
by the
lost
way,
50.
what was it you were asking about the Grinch? The Grinch, right? Somebody's just told him he lost 10 pounds and he finds a way of turning it into something negative.
No, but I'm just thinking how many more you need to lose.
£10 in a year. That's
But
not
we
very
need-
good, is it?
We need,
That is
we
the
need,
Grinch. That's the
we need
definite
to have
Grinch
some
job.
photos. When you are celebrating the Christmas together, you two of you, we need some photos.
I
We
agree.
need desperately.
Hold on,
yes.
have you not seen
Yes.
the one? You've not seen the one with the tartan hats? No, you remember
No.
that one, don't you?
No.
The tartan bonnets.
Right,
Yeah.
but this is what we want. Over the festive period, for all our viewers, we want pictures of you.
But it won't fit him now. That hat won't fit him. He's lost so much weight.
Fall all the way down. You'll not be able to see my face.
£10 in a
Just
year.
fall off my head.
All right, that's it. That's all
Falling
we've got
off,
time
falling
for
off.
for extra time.
Hanging out his clothes.
Next year at this time, it may be £20. You never know.
Merry
Thanks for being
Christmas.
with us.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.